What's up, everybody? Today is August 17th, 2023, and it's getting to that time, or it is that time in the month where we're starting to get low on money. So the first thing I'm going to say in this video is if anyone would like to help us, as always, there's a PayPal link and a GoFundMe link on my channel page. Just so you know, my account finally did close, or well, I think they're in the process of closing it. Like I signed on to my thing and it mentions something about closing. Anyhow, so some of you might be thinking, well, if we send money to your PayPal, you don't have a bank account anymore. I just send it to Becca's account. We're just relying on Becca's account. That's how it is. So basically I'm not sending any money to my account anymore. My account is just done. So that's over. That part of my life is over. Anyhow, so if anybody would like to help us in our homeless struggles / travels, or whatever you want to call it, you can donate. And just in general, they just help support the channel. It helps me keep making videos when I have food, when I have somewhere to sleep, and all that kind of stuff. Honestly, if when we get really low on money and I get really depressed and not eating good and etc., I don't feel like making videos. So your donations do help me make videos as well. So anyhow, so PayPal link and GoFundMe link are on my channel page if anybody wants to donate. Other than that, it is another really hot day today. Matter of fact, if you guys seen one of the videos I posted yesterday, the heat really got to a guy yesterday at the bus stop. It's a black guy. There were several sitting there, as you saw, and I guess just the heat was too much for him, and the paramedics were called and they came and assessed him for a little bit, as you saw in the video. But ultimately, it seemed like he was okay. He ended up getting on the bus with us. He told the paramedics he was good enough to get on the bus, and he actually sat next to me. He seemed a little drained, but not like he was going to pass out. I noticed that he did have an energy drink in his hand, and I was going to actually make a video about it because I've lived in the desert like my whole life, right? So I know how to survive in the desert for the most part. Anyway, obviously, I'm 40 years old. I've made it so far, and there's certain things that you do or don't want to do. One, you kind of got to be careful with energy drinks because it is high caffeine, which can dehydrate you. And so I noticed he did have an energy drink. And black guys, sometimes they put the do-rags on their head, as he had. And I didn't want to say nothing to him, but yeah, when it's really hot, you gotta unclothe as much as possible. Whether it's a hat, I see some people with beanies on, like white guys, like I said, black guys, they wear do-rags a lot. White people, they wear beanies a lot. And in the summer, you can't do that. You're holding in heat. You're just making yourself hotter. And I was going to mention about, I mind my own business. But yeah, you got to declothe as much as possible. I got my tank top on. Sometimes I'll even take my shirt off completely. And I wear pants just because that's all I have. But ultimately, I should have shorts. And if I had the money, I would buy sandals or flip-flops, but preferably sandals because there's more traction or whatever. But yeah, sandals, no socks, shorts, tank top, and nothing on your head. No beanie, no do-rag, no scarves, nothing like that. It's way too hot, and then I usually have at least one caffeinated drink a day, either a soda or energy drink, and even that's kind of a lot. But you got to be careful with that too. The high caffeine will dehydrate you, so you got to make sure you equal it out with water. And I don't know if that was again, I wanted to mention to the guy, but I also like to mind my own business, so I didn't say anything. But least clothes as possible, light clothing. I tried to get, I think my pants are 100% cotton, the ones that the people got for me, and then I think this tank top is also 100% cotton. Yeah, you want stuff like that, 100% cotton, because cotton breathes. How you doing, man? And lightweight clothing, lights. See, I got a dark shirt on. It's even better to have a light shirt, white or something like that. You got to make sure you stay hydrated. And hydrated doesn't always necessarily mean water. Water is good, but sometimes your body needs other electrolytes like sugar and salt and stuff like that. So something like a Gatorade or some other juice drink, or even just a fresh fruit. like an orange or a peach or something like that. You know, stay in the shade as much as possible, light clothing, hydrated. You know, yeah, stay out of the sun as much as possible. You know, if you could do stuff at night, do stuff at night when it's cooler, or early in the morning when it's cooler. But yeah, it was 110 degrees yesterday, and it got to that dude. Luckily, he didn't pass out or something like that. The heat will mess you up, man. Especially 110. 110's no joke. That's starting to really get there. I've lived in places that's 120, 125. So like I said, you know, I've dealt with it. I know how to adjust when it gets really hot, you know. But that guy, I don't know how long he's lived in the desert for. What happened? He dropped his food? Oh. So yeah, I've lived in the deserts all my life. So I know how to adjust, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that guy, he was kind of messed up a little bit, but ultimately he seemed okay. Got on the bus and then so the paramedics came, and then the other people were there. I don't know if you could see it in the video, but those were the transit supervisors. So they came there. They actually got there before the paramedics, you know, asking questions and stuff like that. I didn't get that on video, but the transit people were there first, and then after he got on the bus and he ended up going to the bus station that we went to, and the transit people, they followed the bus there and they checked on him once again. So they were really making sure he was all right. Because they know, you know, once it gets that hot, people pass out, you know, or faint or whatever, or, you know, you get dehydrated, you get heat stroke or whatever. Yeah, when it gets that hot. And anyhow, so today is another high day. I don't think it's as hot. Yesterday, I think the high was 110. Today is 107. Still really bad. Still really hot. After today, though, it's starting to go down like at least 10 degrees from there. 10 degrees Fahrenheit. It'll drop after today, which is good. But yeah, so you got to be careful with the heat. The heat will fuck you up. Definitely will. So anyhow, those are just some of my advices for the heat. Yeah, so we're gonna go out and about today, as we do. We're gonna go beg for a while. The last couple of days, we actually been really fortunate. People have been giving us money pretty quick, and literally people telling us, "Hey, it's really hot. Here's money. Go and get out of the sun." And we're like, "Wow, we really appreciate it." So people have been a little bit nicer these past couple of days, because everybody knows when you live in the desert, especially for a long time, you know it's hot for everybody. You know, somebody stupidly yesterday, Becca saw it, I didn't see it. Somebody stupid yesterday had their car parked in the sun, and their dog was in the freaking car. Luckily, the window was open, but even so, you got your kids in the car, you got your pets in the car. Even with the window, you could have all 4 windows down. It's way too hot. Don't have anybody or any living thing sitting in the car, especially out in the sun. In the shade, maybe you'd have to assess it again. You have to make sure the windows are all the way down and in a cool spot in the shade, maybe. But still, once it gets to 100, and especially 100 above, nobody, no living thing should be sitting in a car anywhere. And even before 100, even if it's 90 or whatever, put it this way, it can get like, I think at least like it could, the temperature in a car, even with the windows down, could raise like 10 to 20 degrees. So even if it's only like 70 degrees out, right? It could, inside a car, it could go up to 80 or 90 degrees inside of a car. So really, as low as like 70 degrees, you got to start being careful. But definitely, if it's 80 degrees out, 90 degrees out, especially if it's humid, don't be parking in the sun. Don't leave any kind of living thing, your kids, your babies, your dogs, your lizard, nothing. Don't leave nothing in a hot car. Not even food. You know, your food will spoil, your kids will die. Seriously, every now and again, in the desert cities, you'll hear some dummy left their baby in the car or something and they die. Don't. You gotta keep mind for that. Is the bus coming? So anyhow, so that's the other advice. Don't be, but yeah, the car was totally parked in the sun. Totally, not in any shade. It's totally out in the sun. They had the windows down, so they had a little bit of smarts. But yeah, still, that poor dog. I was hoping, well, if it gets too hot, hopefully he'll just jump out. It was down enough where the dog could just jump out. I've seen that happen before too. So, but yeah, don't do that. Anyhow, so if it is really hot where you live, keep safe. Don't wear anything on your head. Definitely no do-rags, no beanies, no scarves, nothing like that. Least clothes possible, light clothing. 100% cotton or as close to it as you can. You know, drink water, drink some Gatorades, and or eat some fruit, stuff like that. Stay cool. Anyhow, we're gonna go. Bus is coming. Thank you for watching. Thank you to anybody who donates. Again, PayPal link and GoFundMe link on my channel page. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next video.